speaker of the day. Our next speaker of the day is Priya Patra. Let me welcome her and give a brief description about her. So Priya is a mother of two, an author, blogger, and woman empowerment believer, dreamer, creator, and a futurist. She's an agile evangelist and a program manager spearing digital transformation, digital quality assurance, and quality engineering programs for large commodities in life sciences domain. She leads an agile community of practice within the organization. She has been a speaker for national and international conferences. She has been building a community of women power up network recently. She's also a faculty member of the PM Circle, a unique community of project leaders, agilists, coach, and consultant. So let's welcome her. She'll be enlightening us on how you could incorporate a non-functional requirements in your user stories. So welcome, Priya. To you.
All right. I was having a hard time to unmute myself. So, thank you very much, Bhakti, for that wonderful introduction. And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone, depending on the zone that or time zone that you have joined in from. So, are you able to hear me? Give me a thumbs up. Yes. You're able to see my screen? All right. So, my name is Priya Patra, and I'm going to talk about how to make user stories great again. So, we all write good user stories. I have no doubt about it. But how do you make it great? So, that is a topic of discussion today. So, are you with me to learn how to make user stories great again? Thumbs up again? Yes. Okay. Thank you. So, let me give you an example. Last October, when this corona thing was a little going down in India, and I was planning to travel from Mumbai to Hyderabad. And I was supposed to speak in a conference just like this, 10:30 a.m. in Hyderabad. So what did I do? I did Google, what is the best way to go from Mumbai to Hyderabad? And this is what Google threw me up with. The first option, to go by car. So I could drive from Mumbai to Hyderabad, and this would take around 13 hours, 29 minutes via Pune Solapur Road, if you guys know about this road, and via NH 65. Well, if you think about it, it serves the purpose of going from Mumbai to Hyderabad. But 13 hours, 29 minutes, 707.5 kilometers. I don't know what state I will be when I reach Hyderabad. Will I be able to present in the conference just as I'm doing today, right now, after driving for 13 hours, 29 minutes? Well, I don't think so. And I will not, even if I go there, I'll be tired. I will not be energetic. And obviously, I will not be able to put up a good show. So it does serve my purpose of going from point A to point B, which is a solution that Google has given me, but definitely it is not an efficient solution for me. Do you agree? Thumbs up again. All right. So I look at the second option that Google gives me. It's like taking a train. And I stay very near to Kurla. So it tells me that, yes, you take a train and you can leave now at 9:50 p.m. And you would probably reach, Hyderabad in the morning, again, some around 14 hours, 20 minutes. This probably is a little better option because I will just have to go and board a train and just sit on it. And in an AC coach, probably I'll be okay by the time I reach. But still, it is a 14 hours journey that I will have to go through before I reach Hyderabad. And when I reach there, um, I may be okay, but not a very efficient solution for me again. Now let me look at the third option. Okay, oh God, this is worst. This is telling me to go by walk and 143 hours. It is a solution again, going from point A to point B. But 143 hours? Do you think anyone will ever use this solution? Leave alone me. Until unless you are practicing for some Guinness record or some marathon or something, I don't know. I would never even try to, leverage this solution. Correct? Now let us pause for a moment and think. All these solutions going from point A to point B, our customers tells us, I want a solution to go from point A to point B. And we give them all these solutions. Not one, three of them Google has given me. But are they really a good solution? And a good solution depends on what? A good user story, if you think about Agile. Is this a reliable solution for me? Well, I think no. All these solutions were not reliable for me. Even if I go by car, I don't even know whether all the roads are available, whether there is some lockdown restrictions or not. There might be a sudden lockdown restrictions in some city. I may not be even able to move through the city because I'm not going for an essential service. So these solutions were probably not a great solution, and because it was not a reliable solution. Now think about it. Was it a safe solution? I did click, yeah, okay. Was it a safe solution? Safe in the means safety, and it looks like it wasn't safe as well. And it wasn't efficient. That, of course, I explained. It wasn't an efficient solution because I spent 143 hours walking going from Mumbai to Hyderabad. It's definitely not efficient. And was it cost effective? What do you think? It wasn't cost effective as well. So I may, if I have to go walking, I don't know how much time I will spend. That is one cost, plus how much money I will spend to work on my fitness, on my other logistics. And it's not even cost effective going from by walk from Mumbai to Hyderabad. And was it an available solution? um, Looks like it might not be available solution. There could be road blockage. There could be, some strikes going on. Few days back, we had some farmer strikes going on. And few days back, a team member in Hyderabad told me that it was raining so heavily there that he had huge power outages. And what if such weather conditions come in? So I don't know. These were not even a availability point of view a good solution. A good solution depends on what kind of a user story we are writing. Now think about this. The last solution that Google gave me, and I like this because it says, yeah, 1 hour, 20 minutes by flight. You go from one place, Hyderabad, Mumbai to Hyderabad, and it just cost me 5,000 rupees. And it's a round trip. So this, if you look at me, I can just get up early in the morning, sit in the flight, go and reach Hyderabad. And by the time I reach there, I am already, freshen up and, I'm energetic because I didn't have to spend too much time in with the logistics of my travel. And it looks like this is the best solution that I can take. Pause for a moment and think again. So many times we have to provide solutions to our customers. And we have a user story which says, I want to go from place A to place B so that I can present in a conference the next day morning. And we give solutions like by car, by train, by walk, and many a times by air as well. So what is going wrong here? We are not defining the system attributes while we are defining our user stories. And they are like, what are system attributes? They could be security, reliability, performance, maintainability, scalability, usability. And these are nothing but non-functional requirements. And they serve as a constraints, restrictions on the design of the system. And they define the quality attributes of the system. We all know about it, but we sometimes forget to define them. assuming that everyone knows. And these requirements really do serve as a constant for teams to come to a solution. Assuming the team understands these constraints leads to lack of explicit definition of these requirements and subsequent failures to define them. And I've seen this all throughout my life. Uh, Life means in the sense in my IT career. And it many times we don't remember to define these non-functional requirements. Now, I've got a nice job aid that will help us to remember these non-functional requirements. This is a job aid that I downloaded from the internet. The source is there. You guys can also download. And I really like this. And this I have stuck on my desk in my cubicle and now at my home office as well. Now, what are these? These are nothing but non-functional requirement categories. And the categories, if you see, fall into three categories. They are operations, revision, and transition. Have a look at it. So I won't go very much into detail. You can download this. But the point here I'm trying to make is that if we have this in front of our eyes, we are making it visible. And when we make it visible, we will remember to define them. Now, let us think about it. What is the operation group? This is how the user perceives the system. How it can be, you can think about how to access the system. Maybe if it is an accessibility kind of a requirement that needs to be added, we could look at it. Many countries have legal restrictions, legal binding. If your product does not meet accessibility requirements, it has to be pulled back. You cannot launch that product. Do we take care of it many a times? It's just an example. I think many a times we forget to do this. What about revision group? Revision is how do you maintain the system? Like a flexibility, modifiability, scalability. Is your solution scalable enough? And the third group that we see is the transition group. It's about how do you install the system? How do you port the system, right? Portability, reusability, interoperability when you move from one version to another. I would request everyone to take a snapshot of this and keep it in your mind or download the job aid, because this is extremely helpful, has been extremely helpful for me to remember all these non-functional requirements. All right. Now, this is good, but if you look at it, it is again a little complicated. Too many things over there, like on the job aid, and we'll have to look at it. We'll have to see while defining our user story. Have we taken care of availability? Have we taken care of scalability? Have we taken care of reusability? I'm just giving some, throwing out some thoughts. Yes, it is a good job aid, but it may not be, something that I would like to use every day. Now, what is the problem here? Now, there are two problems. First of all, we forget to define them because they are not visible. They say out of sight is out of mind. So, can we make these non-functional requirements more visible? That is one. If you look at SAFE, like Scaled Agile Framework, they made the non-functional requirements very visible. You will see them in every backlog. So, it is visible. You cannot forget them. That is one way to do it. You can have the job aid on your decks, on your cubicle. That will remind you always that, yes, my user story needs this non-functional requirements to be defined. And the second problem that I see is that it is not fun to write. Right? We can have the job aid. We can remind ourselves many times, but yeah, it's another boring task. We could do that, but if it is not fun, I don't have my heart into it. I'm not engaged in doing that. So, can we make it a little more fun? That is what we are going to discuss today. So, till now, it was like a trailer of a movie. Now the movie starts. Can you make it a little more fun? Let us see if we can do that. So, this is something that I have discovered. What is this? Once upon a time, there was a game where you unleash your imagination, right? How do you do this? And this is called the story cubes. Now, what is a story cube? Here it is. I can show you. I have a story cube right in front of me. Story cubes is a game not designed specifically for agile community. That is for sure. It can be used informally with your friends, with your families, at home, at work, anywhere. While you're practicing agile parenting or your, servant leadership as a mom, anywhere you can leverage it. And it is equally successful in a work environment as well. So what do? You These story cubes have a list of have a lot of cubes in it, like I would say a set of 9 cubes. If you can see those here, these are a set of 9 cubes. And while I took it out for some reason, I will tell you why. And if you look at this, we could these cubes have pictures on all the faces of the cubes. These cubes are very scientifically designed. You know, what does it do? It provides a random input to your brain and to break all your habituable thought patterns. And in essence, it forces you to think a little differently than what you would be usually be thinking, right? And which makes a higher probability that you become more innovative and more creative. But how? So there is a exercise that I did with my 13-year-old daughter. And I showed her this cube of the earth in the first picture that you see, the earth. And I told her to come up with as many as words she can think about when she looks at that earth, right? And this is what she came up with. And she thinks it's geography, it is rotation, it is solar system, it is living beings, it is globe, and so on and so on. And these are like only few words that she has come up with, but I'm sure we can come up with many other things. In a software product development case, I would probably think internationalization. Have we taken care of internationalization? Have we taken care of the legal rules in that country where I'm going to launch my product? Is my UI, adaptive enough to kind of adapt to Japanese or Chinese language? I don't know. Have I taken care of it? These are the thoughts that will come to my mind when I look at that picture of the earth. If I look at the picture of the footprint, I may probably think, oh, this is thinking about how to expand our customer base, maybe improving my footprint. It could be a performance related requirement. Is it going to, eat up a lot of memory? Something that I can think about. And these are not functional requirements as such. If you think of it, customer will never tell you this, I want this much footprint, this much memory to be saved. It is up to us to ask the right questions to them and redefine our requirements as we go along the way. All right. So as you know, I lead this Women Power Up Network group, and I am thinking about building a website for Women Power Up Network. And we are a volunteer organization, as you know, a volunteer community. And I am trying to engage all my business analysts, designers, developers who are volunteers to in a user story writing session. And I want to make it a little interesting because if it is boring, no one will work. I'm a fan of story cubes, as you know. And so, with my team who is remote, which is like my business analysts, designers, developers, and all the volunteers across the globe, they are remote. And I'm trying to discover as many as non functional requirements as I could. And right, what am I trying to do? I'm going to write great user stories. All right. So I have, as I said, I have rolled the cube, and this is the picture that has come, right? The bee, the honey bee. So what comes to your mind when you see this picture on the face of the queue. Go to menti.com 88774298 and let me know, what do you think when you look at this honeybee on the face of the queue? So I'll pause for one moment here, or not one moment, I'll pause for 5 seconds here for people to take the answer on the menti.com and let me know, what do you think? Is the poll accessible? Can someone tell me? Okay, good. Are you able to take the poll? So I will go to the poll to Menti to see what's going on there. Just give me a second. All right, I see things coming up. It says storage, hardworking. Yes. What else? Only 2 people have taken the poll so far. So go to menti.com 88774298. Wow, lifespan, focus, B from IBM. That is cool. And we see, oh, go tell B's Outlander BK. I'm not sure I understood that. Uh, but I'm getting some answers like lifespan, hardworking, storage, cross pollination. This is a fantastic idea. And happy. Okay, so why is a bee happy? I'm just thinking, because it's able to travel from one place to another. I remember Madhvi saying that she couldn't travel the entire year. Is that why people are happy? Why the bee happy? All right. And so we are getting some answers. What cloud has been formed already? I wish I could. Yes, storage, hardworking, busy. That's a good one. I'm trying to put it on the other monitor so that it is visible to everyone. Yes, now I think it is visible, and 11 of us have already answered this question. Storage focus, B from IBM. So does that relate to hardworking in IBM? Can any IBM uh, comment on that? Happy, busy, lifespan. Okay. All right. So I think, how many participants we have, Madhavi? If we do, we want to stop
We
the?
have 23. We have 23.
Oh, then I have to wait a little longer.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So I usually stop the poll when 75% of us have taken the poll. So right now I think we are at 50. Just 2 or 3 more, and then we can uh, close this. Yeah. Okay. But the focus is something that I always get. Hardworking is something I always get. Cross pollination is something I always get. And lifespan is something new. Extract nectar means best. Yes, that's a good one. Storage is also something good one. Lightweight and agile. This is a cool thing. The new thing that I saw. So easier solution, lightweight enough, and it is adaptive enough. Yes, that is a good thing that has come up. Okay. All right, so I think we will stop the mentee poll, and I will have to minimize my this thing again. Okay, 13 of us have already taken the poll. Very nice. All right, so I'll go back to my presentation. Yes, so we've taken the poll now, and you see that, how our minds are working when we look at this picture. Yeah, this is because it is giving us a different direction of thinking, and that unleashes creativity. Now I have done this exercise at least 3 times now, and the first time I did a webinar with PMI Gujarat Chapter, and this is what they came up with. Yeah, safety. Someone said buzz sound, fly with your idea. That was a cool one. Hard work, yes. Extract sweetness, I got here as well. Executor, dedicated, etc. I did this in the regional Scrum gathering, Calcutta, and we got these answers. Honeycomb, group work, explore, security. Security, yes. Remember, the bee stings you. How do you safeguard your solution from there? Okay. Now, as I said, I was preparing. I have a group of volunteers, and they are writing user stories for me. And this is what they came up with when they saw this picture, honeybee. So they looked at the job aid, they looked at the picture, and they came up with as many as words they could think, right, on creating an user story. So, for example, interconnectedness. A bee goes from one flower to another, connecting. So it could be thought about as interconnectedness. When I am creating my website, it's a community website. Do I want to connect with other communities who have similar interest? And if I'm going to do that, then what are the requirements that I have to think about? Security is something, again, we talked about the sting. When we look at the bee, we think about the sting. Are we secure? Is the solution secure enough from malicious attacks? Is it user friendly enough? Is it, is it cross browser compatible? Because the bee goes from one flower to another. So could it be a cross browser compatibility requirement that we are missing out? Consider audience, geography, etc., etc. This is what people thought when we look at a bee. Have we thought of different geographies where we are going to launch our product? And if we are thinking of putting it in a different geography, have we thought about the accessibility requirements? Have we talked about the legal requirements, data privacy requirements? This could be something that we might have to think over. And these user story cubes can it's not a user story cube, sorry, story cubes can help us to think in those directions. And it works. We've seen this. I have the Jamboard right in front of me. I don't have enough time. Otherwise, I would have done this exercise online with you guys as well. But this is something to give a thought about. We could look at it. And this is just the first cube that I introduce you to. There are many other 9 such cubes. And you will see that how, when you look at it, how your line of thinking changes. So, do you think we can transform our user stories from good to great with the help of story cubes? So here it is. Roll a cube and look at the picture and look at the job aid that we had on non-functional requirements and define the NFR. Easy, isn't it? So let's try to transform our user stories again from good to great. But this doesn't stop here. So I was asked, this is a physical cube. Does it work for a virtual team? Well, I just did with the help of Jamboard, with putting the picture on the Jamboard. We did brainstorm with a virtual team. And now, of course, there is no other option. We will have to work with the virtual teams as well, right? But however, there is another option which you could use. And I'm going to showcase this to you now. Okay. And there is an app which is there for both iOS and as well as Android. Get your teams to download this app, right? And shake your iPhone or whatever device you have, and you will see the story keeps moving. And you could also see that. Select a cube. Here I have selected a star and ask them to brainstorm on this. It works. It works with virtual team as well. And this is like it has a one-time payment, 149 INR, downloaded from App Store or Google App Store, or iOS App Store or Google Play Store, and leverage it. This is another way of engaging your teams. Okay, so where else can we leverage this? Can it be scaled? Yes, there was a question for me. Can this be scaled? Of course, it can be. You could use this with any number of team members that you have. If it can be used with virtual teams, it can be scaled as well. And where else can we use this prop? There was another question in this last 3 presentations that I've given on this, right? It could be used as a warmer, icebreaker. Before any meeting or going for a break, remember those workshops we used to have where, when you come back from lunch, you are almost dozing off? Why don't you use a story cube to shake everyone up? You could, roll a cube and ask them to, for as far as an introduction is concerned, you could roll a cube, like the bee comes, and you can ask that person to relate to that bee one characteristic that he has or he or she has, and introduce himself. That is one way to do an ice breaking or a warmer kind of a thing. You could get to know each other a little more better. If your teams are like, virtual, you're meeting them for the first time, you could use this cube to ask the team member to throw a dice and share something personal about themselves which relates to the picture on the dice. It could improve collaboration. I've seen this. It increases collaboration as well. Sorry, I forgot to click this. It increases collaboration. How? If you all are aware of improve committee, right? And here what happens is that every when an idea
Memala.
is, hello. So when an idea is introduced in a team, we say that there's something called yes and technique. That means you have to support each other in a team. You cannot reject any idea. So if I present an idea, Madhvi would probably say yes and build up on that idea. The next person will have to build up on that idea and looking at the picture which comes when he or she rolls the cube. So that's how we can improve collaboration within our team members and increase creativity. We've seen this, how our imagination runs wild when you look at these pictures on the cube. It can improve our team's creativity as well as ourselves. And so there we go. These user stories can be made great with the help of story cues, but that's not where it is limited to. Leverage it for your team building activities, for your presentations, for any other activities where you think that it can improve collaboration and it requires brainstorming, brain writing, some to improve your creativeness as well as innovative. So, yes, I think we can make user stories great again with the help of story cubes. And let's give it a try and let me know what you think. And this is me. This is a caricature of me. My friend drew it for me. And I'm an agile evangelist and a program manager, as Bhakti already introduced. But a few more things that I would like to, introduce here as well. Um, I lead the Agile community of practice. I do have some speaking experience, spoken for PMI global conferences, starting from Chicago, Los Angeles, Berlin, Dublin. And these are my coordinates, priya.patra@gmail.com. Please do connect with me on LinkedIn. I am a very active social media enthusiast. So I love to connect with people. I love to collaborate and I love to network. And please do reach out to me. Let me know if you've been able to leverage the story cubes and in what settings. Not necessarily it has to be making an user story great again, but in any other team building activities. I would love to hear from you. And with this, I'm open to questions if there are any on the chat.
Thank you, Priya. We did have a question while you were explaining on the app, on the exact name of the app, which they need to mention.
Oh, okay. The name of the exact name, it says story cubes. Should I start with Rory's story cubes? I'll type on the chat window. Just give me a second. This is what it says. Rory's story cube. Okay, let me try to type on the chat. Give me a second. I'll stop sharing. Okay, yeah. Everyone in there. So you could buy the physical story cube, but because we are in a virtual setting, you could go to App Store and or the Google Play Store and download this app. Rory's story cubes. Cubes. Sorry, it should be cubes. Any other questions?
I think Saranya's Zoom has got some
Yeah,
issues now. Saranya, are you around?
I just came in. My
Okay,
Zoom
all right. So
behaved.
yeah. Okay,
So, yeah.
yeah, you can. Okay, fine. Take yeah. Over to you, Saranya.
No, I was just about to say that if there is, any specific, place where the team can go and refer to understand more and clarify on story cubes, I understand we can reach out to Priya directly. But if there is anywhere we can understand more about story cubes, I'm sure this will help many of us enhance facilitation and benefit using the
Yeah, I'm
specific
going
tool.
to type that thing, type the link on the chat window. Just give me a second so that you guys can, look it up. So this is the Amazon link where you can buy it, and this is the one where you can learn more about story cubes. And the story cubes were, I think, developed by Germans, but it is available in English as well. Is there any way to include estimation as well? Well, I haven't tried it, but definitely we can try that and see how to include estimations, right? But if you look at it, yes, you can look at different pictures and do some relative estimations if possible. I haven't tried it, but this is definitely something that I can try and let y'all know. And this is
Yeah,
where you can buy on Amazon if you want to buy this amazon.in. But in case you want to buy this, so I'm not advertising
thank
StoryCube as such, so I'll just leave it up
you.
there. But
Sure.
definitely read
Thanks.
more about it. Yeah.
Sure, Priya. I mean, I think this information is of real help, and I really encourage all the participants to reach out to Priya if you have any further questions. In the interest of time, I'm sorry to cut down. If there is more questions from your side, I would really appreciate if you can reach out to Priya on this and share with us also. Okay. Thanks again, Priya, and over to you, Bhakti, to introduce our next session.